Everybody, welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. My name is Susan LaCroix, and this is my phenomenally gorgeous daughter, Julie. And we've been demonstrators for 21 years and loving every minute of it. Today is Sunday, November 5th, and it's a cold and rainy day in Michigan, a cold and rainy weekend.
Oh, it was really nice down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like 60s and sunny. It's beautiful. But that just means that's coming to you next. So the next couple days are going to be lovely.
Oh, that would be great. Because even though the temperature says it's like 52 or something, the wind chill, it's so windy out there, knocks it back down into the low 40s. So, it's a little nippy. Anyway,
It is November.
it's November. Can you believe it? It's November.
I cannot. I cannot believe it. I keep saying
Wow.
September, and then I'm like, that's 2 months ago.
Anyway, we should tell these good folks what we're doing. I'm kind of excited about this one too.
I am excited too because new product is around the corner and it's coming on Tuesday. I'm gonna see if this helps a little bit. I think I like that better with the light. All right, online exclusives. Last week we shared the Meandering Meadow Suite, and if you haven't seen it, then you should check out that video. We'll try to remember to link it up in the video description for you. Stampin' Up! Is having some new product coming out. The idea is new product every other month. So we had the mini catalog that started in September, and then there was October, and so in November we have some new online exclusives, and then December there'll be a new mini catalog in January, and then another month, and then online exclusives again in March. And so we're just going to trade back and forth. Catalog, online exclusives, catalog, online exclusives. And I absolutely love that we have new product like just all year long. There's just like always something new and something exciting. And so today we're going to share the Fluffiest Friends bundle. And this was an online exclusive that we could order as demonstrators, that we could order early. And so here's the online exclusive flyer that has all the information about the Meandering Meadow Suite that we shared on the Fluffiest Friends bundle. And there's going to be some more new products, including this fun soda slash pop slash caffeinated beverage. I don't know. I think they showed this to us in the leader meeting last week, and I cannot remember the name of it. But I remember they were talking about how they avoided naming it soda or pop because it is polarizing. And I think I actually say something different than the rest of our family because I call it soda, but I think everybody else in our family calls it pop. What do you call it, Mom?
Well, in Michigan, it's called pop. It is not soda, it is pop.
So I don't know where I got soda. I guess I only lived in Michigan for 4 years of my life, so
That could be.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is, it's gonna be fun. And then I am super excited about this stamp set called Softly Said. And there's another little background set back here, which looks really interesting. And we don't get much of a sneak peek, but there it is. So we'll have more items to choose from. And these are all going to be available starting Tuesday, November 7th. So just a couple days. But today, Mom and I are going to share some fun projects using Fluffiest Friends. This is a cling mount rubber stamp set, and it has some fluffy friends, which I can relate to because I feel a little bit fluffy myself. Um, there are no sentiments in this stamp set, so you can mix and match, and just some really great themes. We've got like a cupcake and the heart, a little flower pot, some honey, the balloon. There's also some bees, some flowers, and this can either be a nest for the bird, or you can turn it upside down and it could be a beaver dam. So I've got an example of that to share with you. It also has some coordinating dies, so you can get the stamp set by itself, or you can bundle and save 10% when you get the coordinating dies. So there are dies to die cut all the stamped images, plus some detailed dies like balloons, the beehive, a branch with leaves, some grass, and I guess that's another balloon. So I have a few samples to share with you. This one I copied from Something Stampin' Up showed. I literally just cased it exactly. I thought it was so cute. Oh, that's one of the dies too, is the dome. And so that kind of just creates this little outline. So on this card, I used some of the detail dies up here and the grass down here. And then I used the same die cut to make a window for this card with the beaver. And so here you can see I turned that pile of sticks upside down to make, I mean, it's a beaver dam is a lot bigger than the beaver, but I think you get the idea. So that's just kind of a little window card. And then I had the girls color some I had the girls color some things for me because I just don't love coloring. So here is one that I think Elise did, and I just love the little stripes that she added to this cat. I used an embossing folder here and some Azure Afternoon cardstock and stamped the flowers for the border. And then here's one that you know what? I'm not sure if it was Elise or Anna who colored this one. I thought they just did such a nice job, and I brought in the love you and the honeycomb, and the inside sentiment is from a brand new stamp set that we could order early for on stage at home called Be Mine, or is it Be Mine? Be My Valentine. This one. So the honeycomb and the love you and the sweetest honey came from that set. That's going to be available in the January through April catalog, but I thought it was perfect with the little honey. So the stripe paper and this stripe paper come from the Bright and Beautiful paper, which I'm using on my project today. But before we get to my project, we're going to have Mom share her project. Are you ready, Mom?
I am ready.
Let's replace the spotlight. Oh,
All
I
right.
love the look of this.
Yeah, so I'm using some Berry Burst. And so this is going to be an easel card. I haven't done one in a while, so I thought that might be good for this stamp set. So 4¼ by 11, and it is scored at 5½. And then I just kept sliding my paper through the paper trimmer and scored again at the 2¾ mark. So that is the card base. And then I have a piece of basic white, 3¾ by 5. And I have another piece of basic white, 3¾ by 3¾ I have a piece of basic white that is 3¾ by 1 inch. And then I have, I used the, oh shoot, they're not scallop rectangles. What is the name of that die set, Julie?
It's called like scalp contours, I think is
Scallop
the
contours. Yep. So I did, this is the third largest of those rectangles. So it's approximately 2½ by 3¾ die cut. I didn't measure the paper. I just grabbed some scraps. And then a piece of this gingham. And this is it's got like 5 different colors of gingham. And you get the small checks and you get the gingham. And so this die cut piece is the second largest, and it measures approximately 3 inches by 4½. Okay. So let's get started. Some of these things out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to bring in a scrap of white and a scrap of the Berry Bliss. And I'm using Go To Greetings. You're the one with all the thank yous and it's different fonts.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love that. So I'm going to, I thought I already had one of these done. Maybe not. All right. Not to worry. So I'm going to stamp this. I'm not quite done with this yet, but I am going to find my, paper snips. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this actually in half. Because I'm going to stagger them on my card front. Okay. So this will be on my card front, kind of like that. So I'm going to put those aside. Now, oops, I'm going to take my scrap and I'm going to stamp the cat. And I was trying an idea because I was thinking about Julie and the fact that she hates to color. So I have something that I want to show her. I don't know if it'll work all the time, but so
The 33rd anniversary of my 39th birthday.
there we go. Oh, I don't like that. Let's flip it over. Make sure we have enough ink on here. Okay. That's better. And then I'm going to take this the 3/4 inch by whatever I said this. No, it's 1 inch by 3 and whatever it was. It'll be 3 3/4 by 1. And I'm going to take the little flowers. And this strip is going to go on the inside. This will be kind of our stopper for the easel. Okay. And I do believe I am now done with the ink. All right, so what I did, let's bring our cat back in here. And I'm going to start by just putting some of the granite on the cat. So this does most of the coloring work for the body.
I always forget about using blending brushes to color smaller images like this. This is brilliant.
I thought it was pretty fun. All right, and of course, I just got ink on my thumb. All right, I'm not done with him. Because then I'm going to take my gray granite blend and I'm going to just do a little bit of shading. Just to add a little interest here. Doesn't have to be a lot. But I sure don't like that little mark that I just did. I'll fix that later. And I'm just going to do his nose. Okay. I don't know if I can smooth this out or not. Okay. I'll have to do a new cat for you, Julie. And then I'm going to take the Berry Bliss fine tip to do the
Berry Burst.
Berry Burst. What did I say?
Bliss.
Yeah, that's wrong. Berry Bliss. Berry Burst. Susan. All right. And I'm going to take some lemon lime twist for that little leaf, which you can hardly see, but it's there. And then some copper clay for the little clay pot. So this is the dark, and I'm going to just kind of pull in from the shading that they've done, and a little here, and a little bit there. And then come in with the light. And just kind of burnish this in, and just kind of fill in the little clay pot. All right. So then we'll die cut it. Ta-da. And with our flowers, I just did these in Berry Burst and lemon lime and put some dark daffodil in the centers. I'm going to put a little gem there in the front. So these pieces are done. So our coloring is done. Our die cutting is done. Let me get some of these things out of our way. And bring in our cardstock. All right. So I am going to get my bone folder out and do some good creasing. Then we're going to fold this one in. You know, when you're making an easel card, and so sometimes, you know, how it just kind of doesn't sit right away. Well, if you turn it the other way, it worked when I did this, but when I was doing my
That's a good tip. It'll get better too, just over time as
Yes,
it is
there
sitting.
you
Yeah,
go.
perfect.
So if you just keep creasing it, you'll get, you'll get it to stand now. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and layer these pieces. On here. And this one. On here. All right, I'm going to get some dimensionals out. And we're going to put our cat right here. You're so quiet, Julie.
The neighbors are mowing the lawn, which is right behind my office, and I don't know how much you can hear it, so I've just been on mute so that
Oh.
so you can't hear any of that noise. I think they moved into the back now though because I don't hear them.
Oh, that's good. All right, so we'll put our little cat here. And then, as I mentioned before, these are going to go here. And if I didn't mention it, I pulled this from the go-to stamps that has happy birthday, thinking of you, just
Go to greetings.
Go-to greetings. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to put these on. I'm not popping these up. Oh, goodness me. I don't know why it's doing that. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and put this piece on our base. And you want to, because you want this to stand, you don't want any adhesive at the top part. So you're just going to put your adhesive along the bottom. I think I can squeak in one more row. And then lay this flat. And center it on your card front. So when you have your easel up, you won't have any nasty stuff back there. All right, now for our inside, we're going to go ahead and put this piece 3 3¼ I think, or 3 3/4, one of them. We're going to put this in the top. So this is where you can write your note, sign it. So I want this up here. And then this is going to become our stopper. So I'm going to put a lot actually along here.
Is that the back side?
No, I didn't like how that stamped, so I turned it over and restamped it.
Okay, so it is the back side.
Yeah, this is the side that's colored. What did I say? This wasn't the back side? Of course it is.
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure because I've done that before where I put adhesive on the wrong side and then, oh, well.
Yeah, we've all been there. All right. So you really want to make sure you have enough dimensionals on here. Oh, I don't like where that went. All right. So that will be the stopper.
So cute. I love it.
And then I grabbed the iridescent pastel gems. And I'm going up here, or this one, with I don't think there's any color. If anything, there might be a little bit of color in here, but I'm going to just grab a little one for our flowers. I got Memento ink under my thumb yesterday.
How did you manage that?
Oh, no, it wasn't Memento ink. It was a dark color anyway, and I went to push it back to close it, and my nails
Oh,
on there. That happens to me a lot. But anyway, so here is the easel card.
such a great card. I love it.
Thanks. I have a couple more samples to show. We did this at a team meeting. Barb Hopper Price, one of my team members, designed this card. Well, she cased it, and I know she told me what she did, but this was using the deckled edge.
Oh, the deckled circles.
The deckled, yes, thank you. The deckled, geez. So obviously she used probably the biggest one or close to the biggest one.
Yeah.
And so then this can rock.
Oh, that's so fun.
Isn't that fun? So there is a stamp set in the mini that has a rocking horse in it. I don't have that, but I just thought this was so cute. So that was one project we did, or that was one of our team projects. And I was working on this card because I almost did this one this week, but I didn't. So I got a dimensional showing here. I'll fix that. Anyway, just a fun little card with the bear and the honey pot.
Cute.
So those are my samples and my project. Julie, are you ready
I am ready. Yeah. So most of the time we try to use different images. So you told me that you were using the cat, and so I looked at this stamp set and I thought, well, I knew this card I wanted to make, and I'm going to show it to you in a minute, but I needed two different images for this card. And so there are two that kind of have the same thing, the cupcake and the balloon. And so I thought I would do a birthday card with the bunny and the hamster. And so because I had to pull some words, I decided on the sentiments from Beautiful Balloons, which has coordinating bright and beautiful designer paper. This is from the annual catalog, and this paper features the new and returning colors that came into the color collection. So Berry Burst and Azure Afternoon, Lemon Lime Twist, Lost Lagoon, Pretty Peacock, Misty Moonlight, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lolly. Oh, I love that one. So I need your help, Mom, deciding on which of the designer paper pieces from the Bright and Beautiful paper that I should use for your card front. And let me show you the card, and then maybe that will help you decide. So the card I'm making today is this window pop-up card. This one is by Alora Weaver. She sent this in for the Great Big Card Swap, and I'd never seen anything like it. I just thought it was so fun. So when you open up the card, it has this, right? Kind of fun. This like little pop-up. And so it's connected to that inside. And so this is what I will be making. And so for the front, we're going to have a piece of designer paper that we're going to die cut the window through. And so I couldn't decide which paper. And so I cut them both. So Mom, you get to decide.
Oh, golly. You know, I love them both. And of course, you're using Berry Burst too, aren't you?
I know. I didn't think of it until you brought your stuff out. And I did see your card ahead of time, but it still just didn't register because I was using different paper. And so I just wasn't thinking about the colors.
Why don't you use the circles?
The circles.
The circle themes.
All right. Excellent choice. Now, the die that I'm using comes from the Stylish Shape dies. These are stitch circles and squares and banners. And so I'm using the second largest circle, and I am going to line these up, the designer paper, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4, onto the 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of Berry Burst cardstock scored in half at 5 1/2. So I'm just going to kind of center that on the front. I don't want to glue it down that yet because I want to use these pieces separately. So I am going to go about I don't know, 3/4 of the way or whatever up, and feel like that is centered. So then I'm just going to send it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I have a designer paper circle and a cardstock circle. And so the cardstock circle is what I'm going to use. And this one I'm just going to save for another project. Let's bring in the other pieces so we can see how this card is going to come together. I have cut some other designer paper pieces, and the inside of the card is 4 inches by 9 1/4. And I have scored at 2 inches, 4 and 6 inches. So this is for the inside of the card, and we'll have those measurements in the video description. And then 2 pieces of designer paper that are 1 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And those are going to go in the center 2 panels. And I have a 2 3/8 inch circle that I punched, and this is going to layer onto the die cut stitched circle that we're going to put back in the center of the front. And so now we just got to do some stamping and some assembly. So like I said, I used the bunny and the hamster, and I did pre-color and pre-cut these using the coordinating dies. So I pulled colors from the designer paper. I chose Bubble Bath and Lemon Lolly, some Azure Afternoon, a little Berry Burst Cherry on there. And I don't know how you can tell, but I did add some sparkle to the balloon and to the hamster, the white fur in the middle. So I'm going to have the bunny on the front and the hamster on the inside. And then I also die cut some little balloons, and these are from the coordinating Fluffiest Friends dies as well. So I've got a Berry Burst balloon and a Bubble Bath balloon. And now we need to add our sentiments. So from that Beautiful Balloons stamp set, I'm using Let's Get Our Celebration On, and So Thrilled for You. So the Let's Get Our Celebration On is a curved stamp, but I wanted to make sure that it would fit the circle. And so I actually turned it around like this and kind of played with the stamp and, tried to get it so that it fit the curve of, no, I just messed it up. The curve of the circle. And so that's one thing that's awesome about photopolymer stamps, is that you can kind of like customize the stamps to fit, the shapes that you want. So we're going to stamp this in Berry Burst. And on the inside, we're going to go So Thrilled for You over here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So let's do some adhering. We're going to add Stampin' Dimensionals underneath the bunny and put the bunny right in the center. And add that to the circle. We are going to use some regular adhesive to add the pieces to the inside. And for the balloons, I kind of have them like the blue balloon overlaps just a smidge, and then they're kind of like they're floating up. They must have gotten away because there's no string on those balloons. If you wanted to, you could use a black marker and string them up so that they coordinate with the stamped image. On the front, I'm going to go ahead and add the designer paper. Get out our trusty bone folder.
Here we go.
That's right. Okay, so this one, we're going to have sort of this like, I don't know how to describe this.
Is it a
It's,
Z fold or not?
well, a plateau flow? I don't know. Oh, you know what I just realized? Oh, that's gonna, no, that'll be okay, right? I just need to be careful when I put my adhesive down that I don't put adhesive here because the circle will want to stick to where the designer paper is. So I'm going to use some tear and tape on the very end. Okay, so full disclosure, I haven't actually assembled this card before. So, so hopefully I get it right. I'm going to use regular adhesive on the large panel that's going to be flat on the card here. So I'll go kind of right down there and center it so that it is centered on the sides and the end. And then when the card is closed, it's going to be like this. And so this is how I want to put this piece on. So I'm going to fold it like this so that there's two panels showing and the third one is face down. And then I'm going to close the card, kind of putting some pressure where that tear and tape is. And so then when you open the card, you have that pop up like that. And so in hindsight, I wish I had added a little bit of tear and tape up the sides so that they stick. And so I'm going to do my best to do that. And just sort of add the tear and tape on the sides. Again, you want to be careful not to put any adhesive like through the window where that's going to be. But the sides will help to keep that kind of nice and sturdy. Okay, then we're going to add the circle in the front, and this is going to have adhesive here. So I'm going to keep it closed, and I can see exactly where the adhesive should go. I'm using tear and tape just because I want to make sure it stays really good. And then centering our circle. And so when you open the card, let's get our celebration on. We have
Oh.
all of that on the inside. So
Oh,
fun.
so sweet.
I
love
feel like
cards.
I feel like the front is a little plain, and I know exactly what you're gonna say. We need something, don't we?
Yes.
So let's see what options we have. Here's the gems that you used. I was thinking something more along the lines of, I just love these pastel sequins.
That would be nice.
Here. I like these pink ones, which I think match really well with the bubble bath. And so I'm thinking I'll do like 5, like 3 down here and 2 up here, and just kind of like cascade across the card. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that
Okay.
idea.
Let's get that. Let's get that out. I forgot about embellishments. Sorry. I should have had them ready.
Sound good.
So there are small ones and there are big ones in this package. So I'm going to mix them up and have like 2 big ones and a small one on the bottom. And then a big one and a small one for the top.
I love it. Perfect.
Yay! All right. Well, I have to say, even though I don't love coloring, I am quite a fan of these fluffy friends. They are just absolutely too cute and perfect for everyone of all ages.
They sure are.
Let's flip the camera around and we will show off our cards together. There's the reveal. We both did fun folds again. I absolutely love this Fluffiest Friends bundle, and I love easy fun folds. So I think we've got 2 cards to inspire you this week, and I hope that you have enjoyed them, whether you're going to use them with the Fluffiest Friends bundle or your favorite stamp bundle at home. We know you've got lots of things already. And Mom, I love that easel card. I'm gonna have to try that one again. I forget about it, and every now and then I bring it out, and it's just kind of a fun little twist on a card. I love it. Displays really nicely too.
It does. It really does. Wow. I love these Fluffiest Friends. I almost didn't get it, but I took another look at it and thought, oh, they're so cute. And you could use them for more than one occasion. And I love the beaver dam and the beaver holding this heart on a twig. I think that is just so sweet. So yeah.
They're adorable. I can't wait to see what other online exclusives are coming, and we only have to wait 2 more days to find out.
Yep, I'll be putting an order in Tuesday.
We'll put the item number for Fluffiest Friends and the other Meandering Meadow online exclusives in in the video description, as well as a link to where you can find the online exclusives when they become available on Tuesday.
All right. Well, Julie, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. And until next Sunday, Stamping with Susan and Julie, have a wonderful week, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Mom. Love you.
Love you too, sweetie.